Brett Hull scored a goal last Saturday against Minnesota. He has goals in 2 other games against the North Stars, but he hasn't exploded, and that remains the key as Minnesota tonight tries to continue its winning ways against the Blues.
This Blues Hockey Club, certainly you have to take a look at Brett Hull, his offensive ability, and we have to make sure tonight that somebody's close to him all the time, particularly in the offensive zone. He's a player that likes to play in the weeds sometimes, come from behind the plane. We have to make sure we've got some. The other thing that we have to be concerned about with the St. Louis Blues is that we're not outworked. They're a hard-working hockey club. They've got guys like Bobby Basson, Rich Sutter, Ron Sutter that play a physical game and try to outwork you every night, so that has to be a key element for us tonight.
The Blues are the best home ice team in the National Hockey League, but the North Stars have been rapidly improving on the road. A good test tonight for Minnesota's improved North Stars at St. Louis, live on KMSP Channel 9. The St. Louis Blues have been beaten only 3 times this season at the St. Louis Arena, but the North Stars have won their last 3 road games, part of a .500 record in their past 10 games away from the Met Center. Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year from the arena in St. Louis. I'm nothing. Terry Gregson is the referee. Ron Finn and Brad Lazarowicz are the linesmen. The face-off will be inside the Minnesota blue line, and the Minnesota goaltender is Darcy Wakaluk, who has been in goal for Minnesota's last 3 road games, all victories. Wakaluk gets the call again after 2 fine performances at home by John Casey. It's Curtis Joseph at the other end for the Blues. Rick Zombo keeping the puck in for St. Louis. Wakaluk holds it with Brett Hull nearby, and Wakaluk gets the whistle.
Well, Darcy Wakaluk getting another start after playing so well for the North Stars in that 4-game stretch. And meanwhile, right off the start of this game, Coach Bob Gainey started Gaetan Duchesne on left wing as we see Curtis Joseph in goal again for the St. Louis Blues. But meanwhile, Gainey started Duchesne. Hull did not start. Duchesne took a quick shift, and then Gainey came right back with him after the first whistle, and Brian Sutter still decided to put Brett Hull on the ice against Gaetan Duchesne.
They're both there now as Adam Oates takes the draw against Neil Broughton of the North Stars. Jim Johnson got it to his defense partner Craig Ludwig, and now Gaetan Duchesne carries the puck and shoots it off of blue and into the zone offside. So a slow start, a minute 2 seconds into this game. No score yet. A couple of lineup changes for Bob Gainey's North Stars as we show you our video program for this game at St. Louis. Mark in the North Stars' most recent game. Shane Churla and Rick Zombo back of the net. Broughton has it in his stick. He is double teamed, and the Blues come away with it. Hull a long pass. North Stars counter quickly with Broughton. Outside the line, a long shot. Joseph makes the save. Duchesne jumps on the rebound, centered it. Broughton did not anticipate the pass, and Gino Cavallini has it back of his goal. Paul Cavallini left it for Zombo. Gino Cavallini gliding back to his blue line to brother Paul into the Minnesota zone for Todd Ellick. Tenorti up the boards. Churla, long shift for Shane Churla, and you may be surprised to see him in the lineup. We'll tell you about that in a moment. Todd Ellick steaming down the right side with a backhand that didn't make the net. Garth Butcher, the Blues captain, rides him out of the play. Peterson got a shot right on goal. Gino Cavallini to Brett Hull, and he didn't have it for long. Now the Blues regain possession with Adam Oates. Hull near the net, goes to the corner for it, tries to step away from Al Peterson. He got it to Oates right in front of the net. A big stop by Wakaluk on Dave Christian. Modano to Ellick. Modano carrying on with Bellows. Modano shoots, and Joseph has it in his glove. Big chances at either end. The game remains scoreless. 17:29 left, first period. Minnesota's Mike Modano with a big chance for the North Stars after Darcy Wakaluk beat Dave Christian at the other end. Bobby Smith out with his regular line mates, Brian Propp and Ulf Dahlin. North Stars win the draw. Joseph a shot, and the rebound is cleared by the St. Louis netminder. Ryan Propp goes to the sideboard. Some early pressure by the North Stars now. Propp kept it in for the moment, and now Rich Sutter comes out for St. Louis. Long shot by Sutter. Sutter. Christian goes for the rebound. Back of the net where Sutter will have it. Back to Christian. Bouncing puck. Prop got it out to Johnson, who got it to center. Jeff Brown, a long one off the glass. Rich Sutter digs the puck free for the Blues. He centered it in a good play by Ludwig to keep it back of the net. Dahlin took a hit and got it to Bobby Smith. North Stars change and Mark Bureau comes out. Rich Sutter down the right side. Now the Blues will change. Dahlquist back of the goal. Ron Sutter trying to get at him. He was bothered, and so Dahlquist moves up to center. Flipping it in is Chris Dahlquist. Basil McRae tries to get there. Joseph flipped it around the other way, and it went off a player, off a North Star, according to the Blues at least, and into the crowd. Shane Churla received a game misconduct in the Chicago game, and a lot of people thought that his third game misconduct of the season would put him out of tonight's game with a one-game suspension, but according to NHL rules, he can play tonight. It gets pretty complicated, but the North Stars don't worry about the explanations. They're just happy to have him in the lineup.
Well, you mentioned it. Complicated is the way it is with those rules regarding those high sticks. And Bob Gainey wanted him in the lineup, especially after the way he's played the last couple of games against St. Louis and against Chicago.
He does have 3 game misconducts, but 2 of them are for one infraction, and there's another one for boarding, and apparently that doesn't add up to 3 in terms of the suspension. Tenardi a shot, and Joseph sharp in the early going for St. Louis. The Blues minder Curtis Joseph, 3rd in the league in save percentage and number 5 in goals against average. Paul Cavallini up the right boards for Ron Sutter. He couldn't handle it. Wakaluk will. Tenardi away from the rookie Nelson Emerson. Gagne chipping it to get it out. Paul Cavallini whacked it into the crowd. 15:53 to go. No goals yet in the first period. North Stars have taken 5 shots at Curtis Joseph. The Blues have 2 on Darcy Wakaluk, and each team has had 1 excellent chance to score. North Stars are changing on the fly now to get Dahlin, Prop, and Bobby Smith on the ice. Blues have what might be called their 4th line, featuring Michel Mongeau, Kelly Chase, and Bobby Basson. Here comes a penalty to Minnesota as Brian Prop is going to be called. And Basson is right in his face, too. St. Louis power play will take effect now.
St. Louis goal. Bob Basson, a hard-nosed forward, came back to cover up. Prop got the stick up across Basson's face, and he goes off for high sticking. The Blues will get the first opportunity on the power play.
And that means Brett Hull plays right wing and Gaetan Duchesne plays right next to him as the North Stars try to kill this penalty to Brian Prop. Brett Hull with 37 goals in the season to lead the league. He's got 11 of them with the man advantage. Adam Oates bounces one. Wakaluk let it go, then plays the puck off the glass into the middle of the ice, and the North Stars clear it down to the right of Curtis Joseph.
Well, that could be a real key tonight with the way Wakaluk handles the puck, to be able to come out of the zone when St. Louis shoots it in, go after it and clear it out himself.
There he is out of the net right now. Around to the right boards. He gave it to Brett Hull, which is something you don't often do or want to do. Hull has it again. Back to Lee Norwood. Other side to Oates. Norwood will shoot one, and Mongeau reached trying for a deflection that he didn't get. Mongeau lost the puck, but it went to a teammate, Brendan Shanahan, who has it again. Far side. This is Norwood. Some pressure on Brett Hull. Back of the net, it's Mongeau trying to set up Shanahan. The pass was intercepted, and the North Stars manage with Todd Ellick firing it the rest of the way to get it down the ice. A Minnesota change means the Blues try to counter quickly with Oates. Right wing pass to Brown.
That was a good job, pardon me, Dave. Good job by the North Stars keeping that puck on the perimeter.
Broughton reaches for it with a backhand and gets it down the ice as there are 35 seconds remaining in Brian Prop's minor penalty, the first of the game, and the Blues have not been dangerous with the man advantage. Minnesota penalty killing continues to be great. Hull misfired, and Duchesne got it to Broughton. Brown is lucky he didn't go to the bench. Broughton, a long shot, Jeff Brown was on his way to the bench, and Broughton would have had a breakaway had that been the case. Heads up play by Brown to stay there. Christian busting through the defense. Ron Sutter almost got it. Now it's Brown to Oates. Back to Jeff Brown, but he had to bring it outside the line to do that. The Blues do not score on the power play. They keep the puck now with Brown to Murray Barron. Prop out of the box, leading the forechecking. It's Ron Sutter up for St. Louis. A pass to an open right wing. Al Peterson waits with it and now goes to center. He flips it in. That'll be icing if the Blues touch it. Joseph leaves it. And it is touched by St. Louis. An icing call with 12:59 to go in the first period. Minnesota has killed off the game's first penalty. From Calgary to Toronto, Doug Gilmour and 4 others. And from Toronto to Calgary, former 50-goal man Gary Lehman and 4 others. Everybody's got an opinion on that one. Philadelphia and Boston also swapping defensemen. Gary Galley and Gord Murphy, the key parts of that one, as Galley joins the Flyers and Murphy the Bruins. Murray Barron, a long shot, and Waterlock was fooled.
Well, that shot may have been tipped, but it was a battle in the corner. As the Blues were able to get hold of Monjo with the nice pass to Barron. He just lets the shot go. I don't think Wakaluk saw it at all. It may have deflected off Al Peterson or Kelly Chase high in the slot. And either way, Wakaluk didn't see that coming. And that eludes him, and Murray Barron gives the Blues a 1-0 lead.
Goal is credited to the man who shot the puck, Murray Barron.
Number 39, Kelly Chase.
Kelly Chase gets an assist, which is his first point of the season. And he also helped out by creating some traffic in front of the net. Modano is spilled. Holds on to a stick of Barron, the goal scorer, who goes to the boards and comes away with a puck. Good break for St. Louis, as a goal that doesn't normally go in does, as the puck changed direction and Wakaluk just could not react in time. Barron from Michel Mongeau, who gave the puck back to the St. Louis defenseman, and Kelly Chase. Ginordi is in tight. Still has it. The Minnesota captain gives it up now to Ron Wilson, right side to Rich Sutter. Sutter still with it, looking for help. Low to the corner to Ron Wilson. He centered it and comes all the way back to center.
Besides that shot, Dave, the North Stars really have come out and played a pretty strong period. They've had the better of the scoring chances. They did a good job of killing off that penalty. They really had the crowd out of this game until that really weak shot ended up in the net.
Cavallini with the drive. The rebound lies loose and almost rolled into the net after it hit the ice. 1-0 Blues on the goal by Murray Barron. Joe, the Doug Gilmour trade is of particular interest here in St. Louis because he used to play here, and reports said that the Blues were trying hard to get him back here.
Yeah, there were actually talks a couple of years ago of getting Doug Gilmour back, and certainly as of late, with the situation with Adam Oates wanting a new contract, he's disgruntled, and reports are that he may end up not being a St. Louis Blue in the very near future.
Well, Gilmour's back in the Norris division, but not back with St. Louis, but rather with the Toronto Maple Leafs. And the early surveys done here in St. Louis are that Toronto won the trade, getting Gilmour and a couple of veteran defensemen from the Calgary Flames, and also a fine prospect with the Canadian Olympic team forward Kent Manderville. The Calgary Flames, though, are put in the position of having to trade Doug Gilmour, as he walked out on the team yesterday and said he wouldn't return until he got a better contract or was traded. Today, he was traded.
He was traded. Didn't take very long. He wanted an extension. Of course, there was so much talk because he did go to arbitration. And even though the club offered $550,000, Doug Gilmour wanted $1.2 million. He ended up getting $750,000 and just wasn't very happy with that amount.
Craig Ludwig with Gino Cavallini after him. He gave it up. Oates looking for the puck now for the Blues. 2 North Stars on him, but digging it out is Gino Cavallini. Dropping it back to Zombo. Cavallini again. Blues have the puck here. Zombo, nice move. Getting it back from Gino Cavallini. And there will be a penalty coming up here as the Blues Blues are going to be called. Darcy Wakaluk almost getting involved with Brett Hull. There's an interesting little flash. It'll be a Minnesota power play when we come back.
Jane is certainly going to be very close, and he'll just be floating around. He'll be around the front of the net. That's where he is on this particular play, trying to get in front of Darcy Wakaluk. Darcy gives him a little bit of a slash here as Brett's in the crease. Oh, little high stick there across the back of the head by Mr. Hull, and there's the referee right there in clear view.
So Hull's in the penalty box, and contrary to what Joe said, Gaetan Duchesne is not. And that's just fine with Minnesota, as the North Stars have the man advantage. Mike Modano heading out for the North Stars to Gagne, up to Todd Ellick. He let the puck go by, and that allows the Blues to send it back, and Wakaluk will have to come out and beat Ron Wilson to the puck. Turned into a pretty good pass almost to Gagne. Bellows follows up. Left wing pass, Dave Gagne. Back of the net, Joseph, who handles it well. Got it up the boards. Modano sticking his nose in to keep the puck in. This is Ellick in the corner. Cavallini battling him, and the Blues win that battle. And Basson dumps it out to center. Ron Wilson shoots it the rest of the way.
One of the changes that Bob Gainey has gone back to, Dave, is putting Mike Modano back on the point. Earlier in the season, he had him back there, and the North Stars had given up some shorthanded goals, so he took him away from that position and left him on the forward line. But just recently now, he's put him back there with Tenorti, and the power plays had much more success. They've scored 7 power play goals in the last 2 games.
And as you say that, Modano did give up the puck in his own zone. Luckily for the North Stars, the Blues played it offside after they got possession. Good work by Ron Sutter to force that as Mike Modano came out of his own zone. Sutter on the ice with his twin brother Rich as penalty killing forwards for the Blues. Bobby Smith with Dolan and Prop up front as the North Stars go on this second power play wave. Prop dropping it for Neil Broughton. Mark Tenorti now from his blue line. He is forechecked by Sutter. That's Ron. Bobby Smith as the North Stars try to get the puck in. First of all, they do, but not very long or very far.
Well, good job by the Blues standing up at the blue line, forcing the play. Now, what Minnesota is going to have to do, should St. Louis continue to do this, is they're going to have to dump it in and go after the puck.
Tenorti dumps it in. Joseph around the boards. Broughton will keep it in for the North Stars. To the far point, Tenorti has to put on the brakes, dropping it low. Prop for Dolan. Ulf Dolan back of the goal. Prop was checked. Good play by Butcher back there for the Blues. Bobby Smith goes to his knees. Puck comes loose to Dolan. Smith still down, now gets up. At the point, it's Tenorti. Ulf Dolan in the corner. Bobby Smith right in front, and Prop is robbed by Curtis Joseph. Save of the night. May not be a better one than that.
Quickly, Ryan Prop all alone in front of the net. What a save by Curtis Joseph. He's been a busy guy all year. He's faced a lot of shots. Only San Jose has given up more shots than the St. Louis Blues.
Prop didn't get much on that, but the redirection as Joseph makes another big stop from Jim Johnson at the point. The redirection was the key, as Joseph had every right to think that puck might have been going to the other side of the net. And Curtis Joseph putting on quite a show with 9 saves so far in the first period.
Again, Curtis Joseph, he's a great acrobatic type of goaltender. Now watch his puck go through. He doesn't pick it up right away, right at the last second. He's able to pick it up, and he goes over there and picks that puck out of the air with his glove. He's a great athlete, this kid. His faults in the past have been that he stays in the net too long and that he goes down too much. But he is a terrific athlete and a great competitor.
He was a free agent signing by the Blues, and they were criticized for giving him as much money as they did at the time. But he proves to be worth all of it and more the way he's playing, especially this season. He's really come into his own as the Blues' #1 guy. They traded Vince Riendeau to Detroit. He has since been injured. And Joseph is the key guy, playing in his 31st game for St. Louis. Paul Cavallini, a right wing pass. Shanahan gets it now on the backboards. The net is askew as Wakala comes way out. There's a shot, and it hit the goalpost. With Wakala not nearly back in position, the Blues almost made it 2-0. Johnson sent it to the St. Louis line. Paul Cavallini had trouble with it.
Oh, Kelly Chase, who assisted on the first goal, almost got his first goal of the year right there.
Red Hull's on the ice. So's Gaetan Duchesne. Oates for St. Louis. Didn't get it to Hull. Now he has a chance himself. A pass. He tried to get it to Hull, and a great sliding block by Al Peterson prevented that.
Well, that's the one thing that the North Stars cannot afford to be doing tonight, is giving up the puck in their own zone when they have good control. That time Glenn had good control of the puck, and instead of going off the boards with it just inside his blue line, he tried to go up the middle, and that's what led to the scoring chance.
Broughton watches the puck slide down the left boards, and Lee Norwood will play it in the Blues zone. A long pass. The Blues put it right back to Broughton. Everybody's going the wrong way here except Brett Hull. Hull shoots, and he missed the far side, but not by all that much. Norwood for St. Louis to Gino Cavallini. He turns away from a check by Modano. Duchesne off the boards. Nobody there for Minnesota. And it's Lee Norwood with plenty of time for the Blues. Jeff Brown now up to Ron Sutter. Went off his stick. Modano, nice pass to Ellick. Can he get in on the right side with a backhand? Joseph got part of that. Now Modano at the point. Dahlquist tries to get a shot. He does, and it slides past the net. Brown playing it with his hands. Up the left boards go the Blues to Gino Cavallini. Ron Sutter trying for Hull, who is right back out there. And Gaetan Duchesne has gone to the bench for the North Stars, so it's up to Brian Bellows to check Hull as long as this combination lasts. Ellick with Modano on the right wing. Modano into the middle of the ice. He's hooked, and there will be a penalty. The Blues will be called for hooking Mike Modano. And with 6:03 to go in the opening period, the North Stars have a chance to tie the score.
We talk about this St. Louis team being very aggressive shorthanded. They're #1 in the league in killing penalties at home. So again, the North Stars are going to have to get good control, and if they can't carry the puck into the blue zone, they're going to have to dump it in softly and get 3 players on the puck.
Minority will shoot the puck in to the right of Curtis Joseph. He comes way out to play it. Gets it to the line. Broughton able to keep it in. Bellows back of the net with Ellick. Ellick centered it, but he did it a little too quickly as nobody was in position, and the Blues come away. Wilson with it. Dropping it. A shot by Christian. Blues dangerous. Short-handed as Darcy Wakala kicked that one out. Neil Broughton leads the North Stars to center. Gives it off to Ellick. Ellick flipped it into the corner. Joseph again is able to play the puck as the North Stars shoot it in. Bellows at the point. Ellick carries it on to Gagne. He's hit by Butcher and knocked down. Butcher got the puck to Ron Wilson. Now the North Stars have it. Tenorti, a shot, and Joseph had that with Bellows looking for a rebound. It would have been a big fat one, but Curtis Joseph did not give it up.
No, that was a great save by Joseph, because it looked like from here that Bellows ended up tipping that shot in. The North Stars got the Blues defenseman Mary Barron trapped over on the board, so when Tenorti ends up with the puck, he looks and sees Bellows right in front. He lets go a hard wrist shot that's deflected by Bellows, and again Joseph comes out and makes the save and has the presence of mind to hold on. Here's a shot right here, deflected. He gets it up in the chest area and then holds on for the whistle.
1 minute, 4 seconds remaining in Bob Basson's penalty. The North Stars' second chance with the power play, and they have outshot St. Louis 11-5, but Minnesota trails on the scoreboard 1-0. Jim Johnson goes to the puck. Centered. Prop was looking for it there, but Curtis Joseph has been letter perfect in this opening period. Modano dumps it to Bobby Smith. He gets away from Ronnie Sutter. Bobby Smith at the line. Left side to Dahlin. Dahlin right for Bob Smith at the side of the net, and Joseph has it underneath him, and he'll hold on with 41 seconds left in the Minnesota power play.
I mentioned earlier he's faced a lot of shots this year, and he's kept this Blues team in a lot of games, especially on the road where they haven't played as well. You know, going into this season, they took a big risk earlier in the season when they traded Vincent Riendo to Detroit for Rick Zombo. And in that trade, that left them with Curtis Joseph, who had only played 45 games prior to this year. So they just simply really didn't have much experience. One of their backups, Pat Jablonski, had only played 12 games in the National Hockey League, and Guy Hebert, their backup tonight, hadn't played any. So they took a big risk going with Curtis Joseph, and he's responded very, very well.
Obviously, a lot of confidence was shown in Joseph when that move was made, and he's showing the reason why now. Rich Sutter tried to get it out, and now the Blues on their second attempt clear the puck down the ice with half a minute left in Basson's penalty. Modano is in possession of the puck. He tries to beat the Blues defense by himself. Zombo took it away from Prop, and the Blues flip it out again. Rich Sutter will chase after it, forcing Wakaluk out of his goal. And then Sutter knocked the stick out of Wakaluk's hand, and that'll be a penalty. Brian Bellows, long shot, he scores! Bellows ties the game.
Boy, he let that shot go, and the one place that they talk about beating Curtis Joseph is high, and Bellows with a real blast. He took that puck and just kept going right to the top of the circle and let it go. But here's where it started. Now Ron Sutter goes in. Watch him slash Wakaluk right there. That's where the delayed penalty is called. But the North Stars just keep the rush going. They've got a 3-on-2. They decide to keep the rush going. Bellows looks up, lets a long shot go right over Joseph's right shoulder to tie this game. Oh, you talk about a guy being hot. 4 goals against Chicago. And the thing for him to do is keep shooting, and that's what he's doing, and he ties this game with 4 minutes left to go in the period.
His 16th goal of the season, which ties him again for the team lead with Ulf Dahlen. Bellows coming off a 4-goal performance, ripping it at every chance, and that one beat Joseph cleanly. Obviously, the North Stars do not get the power play that would have come had Bellows not scored. Adam Oates comes across the Minnesota line. The North Stars get it out and down the ice. Neil Broughton backhanding it there, as Oates is always dangerous. Didn't have Hull with him on that play. Long pass to center ice. No Blue was there, so the Blues dump it out and the North Stars dump it in.
And Dave, thus far, for the most part, Bob Gainey's been getting certainly the pairings he wants. For the most part, he's had Duchesne out there against Hull, but the problem is that Hull takes extra long shifts. Sometimes he'll be out there for 2, 3, even 4 minutes a shift, and Duchesne has to change, as he did just then. Now he's got McRae on the left side.
Lee Norwood held the puck for a while, and there's going to be a call against the North Stars for getting a stick up in Norwood's face. Shane Churla is going to go off when the North Stars touch the puck, so St. Louis power play is coming up here. And the Blues, ever so slowly, come to center. Pass behind Nelson Emerson. It's offside. That's an easy way to end the play, and Shane Churla for high sticking is the call. To go in the first period. Jim Johnson will get rid of it to start this St. Louis power play, and the Blues, Paul Cavallini with Adam Oates at the points, and Cavallini will start out, dropping it to Adam Oates. His shot comes bouncing right in front of Wakaluk. It's up for grabs. Boy, if he could do that every time, that would be the play, wouldn't it?
Bounce, he had no control over it at all as it bounced, and the Blues sent 2 guys going right to the net. Ron Sutter had a great chance.
Nelson Emerson lost his stick, then hung on to Brian Bellows' stick for a while, and Terry Gregson watched it all and decided no further penalties were needed. Ronnie Sutter trying to get it to Christian, who knocked it down to the end boards. Red Hall ran into his own man, Christian, and the puck goes up to the glass and over it, and it'll come out for the face-off outside the Minnesota zone.
Well, Brett Hull and the Blues are arguing that call, but it did deflect off the Blues stick and up over the glass. Meanwhile, one of the reasons the North Stars had such success the first time they killed a penalty is that they were able to keep the puck to the outside. Brett Hull was going in and out of the slot area back to the boards, and even though the Blues had good control of the puck, Dave, the North Stars were forcing them to keep it out on the perimeter, and really the Blues didn't have any shots at all on their first power play chance.
Oates to Cavallini, quickly to Brett Hull, who plays his wrong wing on this power play alignment, but the North Stars have no trouble getting the puck and shooting it into the blue zone with a minute remaining in Shane Churla's penalty. Cavallini, a long pass. Now on the left wing is Mongeau, who assisted on the St. Louis goal. North Stars again get rid of it.
Well, the North Star defense doing a good job. They're attacking the puck. They're not giving the Blues much time to set up at all. As soon as the puck is being moved, the North Stars are being very aggressive, jumping all over the puck.
Good back checking by Todd Ellick, and he'll rifle it off the glass. Somehow it didn't come out and still isn't out. And Ellick gets another try at it. He was unlucky the first time. Two Blues reach for the puck and have to go in reverse for the moment. And Hull was going to fire it in, but he fanned on it. And Chris Dahlquist dumped it up to Bellows. He was unable to get it out as Cavallini gives it to Oates. Blues able to set up now. Cavallini a pass instead of a shot. Shanahan for Hull, intercepted. Good play by Minnesota defenseman Chris Dahlquist.
Yeah, great job, and they're getting these 18,000 fans or so against the Blues here somewhat.
Shanahan strong across the line for the Blues. It came out and is offside, carried in by Jeff Brown. Now some shoving between Shanahan and Churla, who is out of the penalty box, quite obviously, and mixing it up with St. Louis's Brendan Shanahan. Good news for both of these teams. Good early news from Chicago. Mark Messier scored to put the Rangers up 1-0. And now the New York Rangers at Chicago take a 2-0 lead as Soviet newcomer Sergei Nemchinov, one of the real bright spots for this Ranger team, will make it 2-0, beating Ed Belfour with his fadeaway move. Rangers 2, Blackhawks nothing. That game started at the same time as this one, so they're late in the first period, presumably. Rangers up by 2.
Now you talk about contending teams in the league thus far. What a year the Rangers are having. As you mentioned, Nemchinov, what a find he has been. He's played in a lot of different competition throughout his career, and he's stepped right in and been a real force for the Rangers.
We say a Soviet newcomer and not rookie because he's too old under NHL regulations to qualify as a true rookie and a Calder Trophy candidate. Jimmy Johnson is down and injured on the play. And I'm not sure what happened to him. I don't know that anybody else is either. The linesman and the referee are conferring.
Well, it actually happened away from the play just after the face-off. I think it was Bob Basson is my guess, who was going over there to force Jimmy Johnson. But he had the puck, and right there Bob Basson goes into forecheck. He gets his stick up. I thought it was behind the play. It wasn't behind the play at all. It'll be interesting to see if there's a call, because all eyes really should have been on the puck carrier, who was Jim Johnson.
Well, the referee and the two linesmen don't always see it. North Stars remember, I wish they could forget it, the Darian Hatcher-Dino Cicerelli incident that did not result in a penalty during the game, but has Darian Hatcher sitting out a 10-game suspension now. And apparently there will not be a penalty called on this play. The Vancouver Canucks will be at the Met Center on Saturday, and the Canucks are leading the Smythe division. One of the
in this league last year when the Blues sent those 4 players to the Vancouver Canucks, it really changed both these teams around. St. Louis, I don't think, is as good, and certainly Vancouver is a much better team.
First 3,000 into the Met on Saturday will receive a Mike Modano poster that we showed you briefly the other night and is worth having. I was going to say especially if you're female, but I won't. Here's a battle at the end of the period now, as this could lead to trouble. Modano took a shove from Rich Sutter, and Darcy Wakaluk is down at the other end. Now Terry Gregson is telling him to get away. Darcy says, I'm just going to the dressing room.
Well, he was on his way down. That all happened well after the buzzer went. Meanwhile, this was a good period for the North Stars. The game tied 1-1. They outshot the Blues 12-5, and I thought really controlled play. The one goal that Wakaluk never saw got by him, but the North
game, I guess when you score a lot of goals, you got to expect to be checked, and it's just one of those things when they come into your building, they put a guy on you, and you know, you get used to it, but it is kind of a pain.
339,706 people voted for you as the all-star right winger, and the Campbell Conference team, more than any other NHL player, received Can you say thank you that many times, or maybe just once?
Well, you know, it's a tremendous honor to have the fans think that highly of you, and anytime you can go out and you know, that's really the type of game I like to play. I like to do something for the fans, and because they're the one who's pay the salaries and the prices for the tickets, so it's an honor.
When you score 86 goals and win the Hart Trophy, what do you do for an encore?
I don't know. I guess you just got to go out and keep going. You know, it's so hard to live up to the expectations that people put on you, but as long as you go out and work hard, and you know, I get to play with such tremendously talented people, and I've got a great coaching staff that it makes the game fun to play, and as long as it continues to be fun, I'm just going to go out and work hard.
You scored 28% of this team's goals last year, and it seemed to me with Brendan Shanahan and Dave Christian and Nelson Emerson here this year that you would not be carrying such a scoring load, but the numbers say you are. Yet do you feel as though you got more support around you?
Well, there's no question. You just named a few of them, and there's some tremendous guys, and we've lost some tremendous people too, so it's kind of tough to get readjusted with the new people, and it takes them a while to get adjusted to our new system and the new coaches and players. So we're just going to keep working hard and trying to gel each night a little better as a team, and you know, they're going to come through with some big goals, and I'll continue to try and do the same, and I think we'll be all right near the end of the year.
Okay, congratulations on the All-Star selection and on the league-leading goal total so far, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Brett Hull of the St. Louis Blues, you might call him the most popular National Hockey League player right now. The All-Star fan balloting suggests that. It's second period, Minnesota 1, St. Louis 1. As Kelly Chase has now been credited with the St. Louis goal, you recall that Murray Barron floated a shot at Darcy Wakaluk and changed direction, and the official scorer says it hit the St. Louis player Kelly Chase. So it had been his first assist of the season, becomes his first goal of the season. Mongeau and Barron get assists. Minnesota scoring play, Brian Bellows from Gaetan Duchesne, and Jim Johnson has now been credited with an assist that had once gone to Ulf Dahlin and was temporarily given to Darcy Wakaluk. But he loses his first assist of the season. Johnson now the official assister along with Duchesne on Brian Bellows' tying goal.
Dave, the thing that's been noticeable thus far, especially in that first period, and here early in this period, the North Stars are winning a lot of faceoffs, especially in their zone.
They steal a puck from the Blues. Johnson a shot. Joseph was ready for it. Didn't get to him. Bellows trying to cut into the middle. He seems to be heading for the net at every chance now, and why not? He's the hot shooter. Good forecheck by Rich Sutter. Tossed the puck up. Wilson, nice pass. Christian shot. In the corner again. Christian centering it. Ludwig turns it around the other way. Butcher there quickly to keep it in for the Blues. Back of the goal, there's a battle for it. Rich Sutter again. Comes up with it, and the Blues are going to keep possession. Wilson to Christian and Rich Sutter. Ron Wilson back of the net. Ellick trying to keep him there. Ellick now gets the puck to the corner, but it's not out yet. Brian Bellows turns, shot it into a maze of legs. It's still in the Minnesota zone. Great work by this checking line of St. Louis Blues. Ron Wilson and Rich Sutter playing prominent roles.
And a great job by Todd Ellick in his zone playing defense, really staying with Ron Wilson and doing a great job.
Confusion at the side of the net again as the puck stayed there for a minute and the Blues almost got their stick on it. Now it's Jim Johnson for the North Stars. Offside is Modano trying to cut for the net. While we're in the mood for corrections, there is one more. On our Champion Auto Store scoreboard, it was Claude Lemieux scoring for New Jersey and not Mario Lemieux scoring for Pittsburgh, though I guess it's okay to think that when Lemieux scores a goal, it's Mario, but Claude Lemieux has his share and having a big season for the Devils as well. They're trying to beat the Penguins for the second time in 3 nights.
Yeah, he's really turned out to be a good player for New Jersey, as he was known for a long time really as just a checker, but he's shown he can score some goals as well.
Gaetan Duchesne and Brett Hull are on the ice. We'll try to alert you to that matchup whenever it is in evidence. And Adam Oates lost the puck to Hull. Duchesne right on him. And you see Gaetan Duchesne looking at that puck sliding in the St. Louis zone and not going for it, preferring to stay with Brett Hull.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Brett Hull didn't have any shots on goal in that first period.
And since hockey was invented, it's impossible to score a goal if you don't have a shot on goal.
It's going to be a little bit more more difficult for Gaetan Duchesne this period because he plays left wing. He's got to come all the way across the ice to make changes this period. But again, when he's out there against Brett Hull, he'll be staying as close to him as he can. And as Dave mentioned, he's not going to worry about the puck. He's just going to stay on Brett Hull.
At times it gets to be a battle of wills, really. If Brian Sutter wants to play a lot of Brett Hull, how much of Gaetan Duchesne does Bob Gainey want to see? Cavallini is hit by Churla after he gave up the puck. Rick Zombo now. Pass on the left side to Shanahan, who hits Oates. Puck is behind Emerson, who doesn't see it. Bobby Smith does. Smith's pass is behind Shane Churla. Smith out with Propendala now. Oates, a nice pass. Cutting is Emerson. Emerson in, and it goes wide as Darcy Wakaluk takes a book out of John Casey's, a page out of Casey's goaltending book, that is. Or maybe through the whole book. I don't know, but it was a good play by Wakaluk.
Well, that Emerson's got great speed. He's one of the up-and-coming rookies in this league, 4th in the league in scoring for rookies. He's got great speed, and he showed a lot of athletic ability there, taking that pass, actually knocking it out of the air, and then skating in on Wakaluk. But he tried to cut to the middle. Wakaluk, a good job, actually missed the puck, and it slid past the post. One of the things that Wakaluk has done to change his game, and it's been very effective, is he has become much more aggressive in goal. He's not afraid to leave that net, to play the puck, and to make plays like that one he just made on Nelson Emerson.
John Casey'd be proud of Darcy Wakaluk as the score remains 1-1. Now the North Stars will try a line featuring Dave Gagne at center, Basil McRae and Mark Bureau on the wings. And the Blues have snuck Brett Hull out there with Ron Sutter and Gino Cavallini. So Mark Bureau is going to take his turn at shadowing Brett Hull.
And right off the face-off, as soon as they had a chance, Duchesne came on the ice.
Hull has the puck, shot it near the net. It comes bouncing to Lee Norwood. Cavallini to the point for Norwood. Here's Hull, a score! Just that quickly.
Well, nobody gets a shot off any quicker than Brett Hull, and you'll see some great passing coming up here. Norwood will end up giving it to Ron Sutter, and Ron Sutter's going to make a great pass right here. Watch him just get it off the stick. There's Duchesne, but he doesn't have the stick. When you're covering Brett Hull, you've got to get the stick in the hands. A great pass from Ron Sutter, just a little touch pass, and Hull lets it go. There's Duchesne right on his back, but Hull just takes 2 steps back, gets the perfect pass from Ron Sutter, and one quick swipe of that blade, and it's in the net. That's 7 games in a row now that Brett Hull has scored at least 1 goal.
It is the 38th goal of the season, and that's a league-leading total for Brett Hull of St. Louis, and you can cover him as closely as Gaetan Duchesne did, and it's still not close enough when Hull has a chance to shoot the puck. It's a goal and his first shot on goal tonight. And that's a shooting percentage, folks, a 1,000. Cavallini into the middle for Ron Sutter, whose pass was so good to Hull for the goal. Brown a shot. Players fall going for the rebound. Bobby Smith knocks it up the boards. Murray Barron at center ice. Gino Cavallini, and now Bobby Smith from Minnesota. Holland wants the puck. Smith the backhand, and the rebound is taken nicely in hand by Murray Barron. Left wing Gino Cavallini. He shoots one. Hull is on the ice. Getting a lot of time as Ryan Sutter just keeps putting Brett Hull out there.
And Brett Hull won't come off either. That's the other thing.
Here's Wilson. Low to Rich Sutter. Jim Johnson tries to steer him off. They battle for the puck. Johnson still has to battle with Wilson, and the chance for Rich Sutter. Penalty coming up to Minnesota. They finally touched the puck as Rich Sutter got a great scoring chance out of that. Continual battling by the Blues. They don't get a goal, but they do have a power play.
Out of the corner, Ron Wilson will hook Jimmy Johnson right there, and they've got him tied up. Now Wilson is holding Jimmy Johnson there, and Johnson also has a hold of his stick. And then Rich Sutter comes in. Meanwhile, the goal again by Brett Hull. Watch this little pass here by Ron Sutter, and the quick shot right there. Wakaluk doesn't even have time to really set himself before that puck's already by him.
Here's Hull from the point off the draw. Rebound. Oh, score!
We talk about the importance of winning faceoffs and the success that the North Stars had in the first period. Here's a faceoff right here that they don't win. Right off the faceoff, it goes back to Brett Hull, who got the shot on goal. Now Oates took the faceoff, went right for the front of the net, and he ends up banging in the rebound for his 7th of the year.
Well, a couple of minutes ago it was 1-1, and just that quickly it's 3-1. Adam Oates scores from Brett Hull after Brett Hull had put the Blues in front.
Well, they can do it so quickly. Hull with the way he shoots, Oates with the way he passes the puck.
Churla for Minnesota got it up. Broughton didn't see it. Paul Cavallini did. He keeps it in. Shanahan as the Blues are buzzing now, centering it. Emerson missed it, and Broughton 3-on-2 back for Minnesota. Catching up Duchesne and Churla. Here's Gaetan Duchesne, but they're offside at the Blues line. A chance for the North Stars wiped out by an offside with 14:31 left in period number 2. And Adam Oates' power play goal with Hull assisting came at 5:01. And the Blues now are up by 2, and Ron Wilson heads into the North Star zone. Wilson with a chance, a nice pass, and a big stop by Wakaluk. Rich Sutter, who's had many scoring chances in this game, more than he's used to. Ryan Bellows trying to intercept the pass. He does, but he can't find the puck. Christian for St. Louis to Butcher, and out it comes.
Here's where the North Stars really have to watch themselves and make sure that they don't get into any type of shootout with the Blues. The Blues have given up a lot of shots all season.
Bellows with a breakaway chance, in, shoots, and the net is off, and where's the puck? Terry Gregson is not allowing a goal for one reason or another.
Bellows is arguing that one. He's saying he got tripped after the shot, and that's what took him into Curtis Joseph.
Well, first the puck has to be in before there's any question at all. Terry Gregson says no goal, either because the puck didn't cross the line or because the net was dislodged before it did. Let's see what we can see.
Well, Madonna with a great pass to Bellows, who walks in all alone. Now Barron slides and knocks him down. The momentum brings them both into the net. And from that angle, we couldn't see the puck. But Bellows with a good burst of speed here up the middle. He decides to deke.
Well, I don't think the puck is across the line until the net's off, until well after the net is off. So that's the ruling that Terry Gregson makes.
Now you'll see the puck, watch the net and watch the puck. The net's off, the puck is not in at the time the net gets knocked off. So that's a good call by Gregson.
Maybe the North Stars now are discussing the possibility of a penalty more than a goal. But there won't be either one.
The point I was trying to make, Dave, before that breakaway, is that the North Stars have to make sure that they just stay calm and play good defensive hockey. They will get their chances tonight. They just don't want to get into a shootout and really open things up with this team.
Well, they've had as many chances in the game as the Blues, but certainly not as many in this period, as Minnesota dominated the first period. But here the Blues are getting most of the chances and have clicked for 2 goals. A power play coming now, so the North Stars didn't get out of the Bellows breakaway, but they do get a power play shortly thereafter as the Blues are being penalized. And Bellows is out there, as you would expect. Ryan Bellows with 4 goals against Chicago, and he has the lone Minnesota goal tonight. Todd Ellick and Dave Gagne are up front as well for the North Stars. Modano and Glynn will play the points. Ryan Glynn to Modano, and North Stars lucky to keep possession. Now they try for a scoring chance. Modano, long pass. Ellick, he'll fake it, and a pass was in skates. Gagne goes to the corner for it. Bellows leaving it. Modano leaving it for Bellows. Now Brian Bellows. All the way across the ice. Glynn didn't get a shot. He now has to avoid the referee in passing the puck. Ellick kicking it free to Bellows, to the point to Modano. He shoots one at the net. The rebound was loose, but Ellick did not get a good shot away. Another shot by Modano is blocked. Ellick with the rebound. Bellows is in. Bellows behind the net, looking for the point, and he put it between the 2 men back there, Modano and Brian Glynn.
Good job and a couple of good chances taking the shot. Modano playing very heads up, just using that wrist shot to get to the puck to the net, and the North Stars have had a couple of men open on the side of the net. Good puck control.
Bellows has it in his skates, now to his stick. Long pass on the left side. Now it's Gagne, and he was checked nicely by Rich Sutter, who has been among the most effective St. Louis Blues in this game, going both ways, and he's crashing and banging too.
Yeah, he plays hard, and he's always in first. He doesn't score a lot. Doesn't score much, but he plays hard every night.
Bobby Smith on the tail end of the Minnesota power play. Christian gets to the puck. North Stars changing badly. Ron Wilson breakaway, and a save by Wakaluk to hold the score at 3-1. Very nearly the 11th time the North Stars power play has been scored upon.
Well, we may be looking back at that save later on in this game and talking about the importance of it. The North Stars were changing. You see 4 North Stars there, and Christian just shoots it off. Now Ron Wilson is out at center ice. Neil Broughton is the other defense on this play. He tries to catch him, but Wilson comes in, elects to shoot, and Wakaluk just held his ground and made a good play. Wakaluk waits for Wilson to make the move. Wilson's waiting for Wakaluk. Wakaluk wins that battle.
19 seconds remaining in the Minnesota power play. That much time left in Ron Sutter's penalty. Brett Hull is out to kill off the remaining seconds with Adam Oates. Oates winning the draw back to Rick Zombo. North Stars one last rush if they can mount it on the power play, and they won't, as Paul Cavallini leads the puck in the Minnesota zone with Ron Sutter on his feet, about to emerge from the St. Louis penalty box, and the fans show appreciation for the Blues penalty killing efforts. Now the Blues get tangled up changing. North Stars shoot it in. Joseph is out, was going to play it, and the Blues get rid of it anyway. Minnesota bringing it back in offside with 11:11 to go in the middle period.
And the Blues got away with one there, as they were caught with 6 men on the ice, and nobody noticed it right away. They got tangled up. Actually, 2 Blues players ran into each other in front of the bench, and actually for a while there had 6 players on the ice. What a distinct difference between Brian Sutter behind the Blues bench and Bob Gainey behind the North Star bench. Sutter's always talking to his players back and forth, nervously walking back and forth behind the Blues bench. But he's always talking. Meanwhile, Gainey is more the stoic of the 2.
Dahlquist goes back to his own zone for puck played there by Neil Broughton. Adam Oates is out with Brendan Shanahan and Nelson Emerson now, as Brian Sutter keeps juggling his lines, trying to get Brett Hull away from Gaetan Duchesne. And Duchesne is on the ice now without Brett Hull. Shanahan turning for St. Louis. Nice pass to Oates. And Wakaluk made a save. The Blues jump on the rebound. Shanahan dropping it to Oates. He centered it, and Duchesne has it for Minnesota up to Neil Broughton. Jeff Brown takes it away from him. Broughton carries on, but the Blues get it to center ice. Emerson at his own line now. Back to Jeff Brown. Brown to Oates. Oates cutting in a nice pass. Here's right in front of the net, and 3 North Stars against 1 St. Louis defender. Hull gets back as a second. The shot and the rebound, and Bellows had a chance at goal number 2, but Joseph beat him. The score remains St. Louis 3, Minnesota 1.
Hull is known in this league for his offensive abilities. Here with the North Stars coming back 3-on-1. You'll see Hull coming into the picture there to help out, and that really what forced Brian Bellows to take the shot from that angle as Hull came back and turned a 3-on-1 or a 2-on-1 into a 2-on-2.
Bellows shooting every chance he gets. That was a good shot heading for the short side top corner, but Joseph got the arm up and made another stop. He has been hot tonight, making 15 stops on 16 Minnesota shots. Now Hull outside the line. 2 North Stars converge on him, and he gives it up back to Murray Barron. Christian turns it to Ron Sutter. He shoots it in. Wakaluk up the boards. It'll be kept in by Butcher at the right point. A shot. Didn't get to Wakaluk. Christian bangs at it behind the net, and Modano turns for the North Stars, trying to come out. Mike Modano got it to Jim Johnson. A long pass doesn't reach anybody, and there will be a penalty coming up to the North Stars as Ron Sutter was taken down behind the play. Another St. Louis power play comes up. Blues have scored once for the man advantage in this period and try to do so again. They call it slashing to Mike Modano, and with 9 minutes and 17 seconds left in the second period, the St. Louis Blues try to build on their 2-goal lead. Norwood shoots it in. Dahlquist out to play it for the North Stars. He's dumped in the corner. Strong forecheck by Shanahan. Mongeau now gets it up the boards to Shanahan. Dahlquist is back battling with him. Shanahan got it off a Minnesota skate. Broughton is checked but manages to get it out to center. Shanahan back to Norwood. Brett Hull has it now. An offside pass is whistled down in the neutral zone, and the faceoff will come back into St. Louis territory. 8:44 to go in the period. 125 in Mike Modano's penalty. And let me ask you this, Joe. Once the North Stars get back to full strength, they hope, with the score still 3-1, at what point do you start forgetting about Brett Hull and worrying about scoring yourself?
Well, I still think it's too early to do that, and they're going to have to wait and continue to play their type of game, which is a patient, defense-oriented type of game. And as I mentioned before, St. Louis has given up a lot of shots and a lot of good scoring opportunities against the entire season. Curtis Joseph has been terrific, so they've got to stay patient and wait for their chances. Good
move by Oates. He feeds Hull. Hull shot it around the boards to get it back to Lee Norwood at the point. Other side, Adam Oates. Pass deflected, intended for Mongeau, but Mongeau manages to get a stick on it and keep it in the zone. Delayed offside against the Blues is whistled down now as Shanahan touched the puck inside the North Star zone. He has a mild argument with 1:03 left in Modano's penalty.
Now Shanahan, of course, was acquired as a free agent, signed as a free agent in the offseason. And the thing that people are still grumbling about around here, not only did they lose Scott Stevens in the compensation, but the North Star, but the Blues, I should say, still have to give up 4 #1 draft picks as part of the Scott Stevens compensation of his signing. So they still owe Washington 4 first-round picks.
Oates for Hull, and they're trying to get it back to Oates, and the North Stars get it out in the second minute of Mike Modano's penalty. Joseph out of his net. Lee Norwood turns away from Neil Broughton, and here comes the St. Louis power play with Mongeau on the left side. Fire right wing pass to Oates, who wasn't expecting it and wasn't moving. Joseph leaving it for Lee Norwood. Half a minute in the penalty. Oates, long shot into the far corner. It comes now to Hull. Dropping for Norwood. Oates on the far side. Norwood, a wind up and a shot. Rebound lies there. Hull's got it. Boy, oh boy, it went right past Jim Johnson to Hull, and now Johnson's got a chance. 2-on-1 with Christian trying to come back for the Blues, and it rolled off Johnson's stick to Ludwig, and he shot it high and wide. Ellick in the corner, dropping it for Johnson. He winds up and shoots one right on. Joseph, big rebound, came out to Oates as the penalty to Madonna was over. Almost a gift wrap goal for Brett Hull. Here's Cavallini for St. Louis as he shot it off a player. It's onside. They try to hit Christian, who's dumped. Terry Gregson doesn't think that warrants a penalty, and he's quite right. Peterson to Bellows. He dumped it off now as Todd Ellick starts away. Madonna was with him. Ellick to Madonna, tries to control the puck, and he passed it right onto the stick of Ron Sutter. Out to Nelson Emerson, who's been dangerous for St. Louis. Emerson hacked that by Prop, who does a nice back-checking job. Dahlin looking for somebody on the move, and now Ulf Dahlin will start away himself. Dahlin continues with the puck. Prop from the left side, back of the goal. Tried to drop it for Dahlin and did. Prop goes and gets it now. He gave it to Gagne. Gagne a shot. Ludwig is there looking for the rebound, battling with Zombo. Prop couldn't keep it in the corner. North Stars do keep it in the zone momentarily, but Paul Cavallini directs it back at the goal to Zombo. Up to Cavallini. Gagne, good work there. Gagne back to the net. Spinning in front of the net. Rebound for Johnson, and a good poke check by Christian. Didn't allow Johnson a shot. Gagne, as the North Stars apply the pressure. Gagne centered it, and Cavallini grabs it for the Blues. Gagne pulled down back of the play. Gregson trying to see it, but I don't think he did. Ludwig to Prop as players fall down. Sherla coming onto the ice, ran into a Blue by mistake. Barron back to the Minnesota net. He's rubbed out. Basson goes and gets the puck. Basson a shot, deflected by Ludwig, harmlessly wide. Now it's Rich Sutter back of the goal. Drops it off to Ron Wilson. He centered it. Wakaluk sees that one just go wide as Ludwig can't get rid of it. Here's Rich Sutter. Boy, this line has been good in an offensive capacity. Great forechecking by Wilson, Basson, and Richie Sutter.
Well, that's what that line will give you. As I mentioned, they don't score a lot of goals, but they put a lot of pressure on.
Sherla tests Curtis Joseph at the other end, and Joseph is equal to the task. The shots on goal are even now, but the Blues lead 3-1. 5:05 to go in the second period. Brett Hull has scored his 38th goal of this season tonight, his 4th against the North Stars this season. First 3 came at John Casey's expense. Tonight Hull has beaten Darcy Wakaluk. Hull on the right side, tried to send it near the net. Oates gets the puck now, looks for Hull. Hull's got it. Has to come out over the line as Bobby Smith forced him there. Hull is on and Duchesne is not. Smith out with McRae and Churla on this shift for Minnesota. Tino Cavallini at center. He's bumped by Churla. Ryan Glynn for the North Stars. Nobody to pass it to. He just sends it down the ice. It will not be icing as Murray Barron touches it first. Garth Butcher and Basil McRae behind the play. Barry Gregson's looking right at them. And now they're ready to go. McRae and Butcher. Butcher turning away from Basil McRae. The whistle blew, and Butcher wonders why a penalty is called. He thinks he got Basil McRae to do something. Butcher should not be penalized, but they're both going.
Well, Butcher doesn't fight as much as he did in his earlier days in Vancouver. He's more now of an agitator. He plays a physical game, and he likes to hit late, put his gloves in somebody's face, and get other players and draw penalties as opposed to getting in the fights. And that time he and McRae just came together, waited kind of for each other, and McRae was trying to draw the penalty himself.
At Chicago, the mood of Mike Keenan gets worse. Mark Messier, who had an earlier goal, scored shorthanded to make it 3-0 Rangers. And now Adam Graves, another former Edmonton Oiler, who is paying dividends for the Rangers, makes it 4-0. Ed Belfour's still in, but when we check back to Chicago, it might not be Eddie the Eagle in goal for the Hawks.
There's a good chance that Eddie is no longer in net for Chicago.
4-0 Rangers for the Blackhawks, and as we said, that won't be greeted as anything but good news by both of these teams. The St. Louis Blues ahead of the Hawks in the the standings. The North Stars clipping at Chicago's heels, and it looks like the Hawks will lose tonight. It remains to be seen what happens here, though the Blues have a 2-goal lead at the moment. And just once this season have the North Stars come back from a 2-goal deficit to win a game. They have never trailed after 2 periods and won in the 3rd period, so they've got a test here. Christian backhanded a pass right onto the stick of Modano to Bellows. Bellows working against Zombo, left it for Ellick, a quick shot, and Modano almost got there to deflect it. But instead, Joseph made the stop on the long shot.
Now, the one thing the North Stars have been doing, Dave, is that they don't quit. They've been working for 60 minutes a game these last 5 or 6 games, and they're not out of this one yet.
Bellows has a chance, a shot. Oh, another great save by Joseph. The rebound wasn't going in, but he made that one good, too, as Mike Modano had a chance. Brian Bellows is a shooting machine tonight. He has 1 goal. He could have had a couple more, including that one.
Well, the North Stars have had success carrying the puck over the Blues blue line and forcing their defense, and Bellows with the shot. What a save by Joseph. Now, you talk about somebody who's quick and agile. I mean, he's down, he's looking all the way. Watch how quickly he gets his left glove out to make this save. Zombo goes down. Now watch the save right here. Boy, he's got great reactions, and then he's able to cover up on the rebound.
He did see it all the way, but there was all sorts of activity around him, so great concentration by Curtis Joseph.
Down 15 feet out, and as hard as Bellows shoots that puck, it takes great reactions to make that kind of a save.
Gagne flipped a face-off right onto Joseph. Puck comes out to center ice, and now Gagne turns for the North Stars, who are getting some chances here late in the 2nd period and could badly use a goal to go to the dressing room and be down just 1. Adam Oates, nice pass to Wilson. He dropped it to Lee Norwood. A shot is redirected by Hull. He can score them all ways. That wouldn't have taken much to go in and have been on the net. Gagne watched by Hull. Gagne still with it. And Brett Hull broke up the pass, allowing Adam Oates to come back with Ron Wilson. 2-on-1. Oates to Wilson, and a good play by Al Peterson, who's prevented a couple of great St. Louis chances with plays like that in this game.
That's an excellent defensive play. He timed that just perfectly, read the play the entire way, and just as Oates made the pass, he dove and deflected it perfectly.
Devils rolling up the score on Pittsburgh. They beat the Penguins in Pittsburgh 7-4 2 nights ago, and it looks like 2 in a row for the Devils. What a Patrick Division 1 through 4. The Rangers, the Washington Capitals, the defending Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins, and the New Jersey Devils. I don't think there's room for Philly or the Islanders in the playoffs.
It's tough to make the playoffs in that division.
From the faceoff, the puck lies loose on the board. Shanahan is ridden in there by Ludwig. They continue to fight for it. And does the puck come out? Yes, it does. Zombo, his shot. Missed the net. Wakaluk well out of his goal to cut down the angle. Here's a chance now for Neil Broughton. Shane Churla's with him. Broughton, he'll wind up. Past the puck. Taken down, going for the net is the Minnesota North Star. Penalty coming up to the Blues as Zombo touches it. Jimmy Johnson joined the play and drew the penalty for interference. 2 minutes, 11 seconds left, and a very important power play coming up here for the North Stars.
Oh, it really is, because the last 4 or 5 minutes of this game has really been all the North Stars. At one point in this period, they were being outshot bad, but a good job by Broughton. Now Broughton will just hold and wait for his teammates to go to the net. Ron Sutter's coming back, and he pulls him down right there. So Ron Sutter will go off, and with the Blues Blues leading by a couple of goals, and the North Stars have a great chance here to go into this. Into the intermission, only down by a goal.
Our second intermission will primarily be taken up with an extended edition of Primetime News, so stay with Channel 9 for that, and we'll be back here for the 3rd period of the game. The North Stars hoping to be closer then than they are now, and a power play chance here to get within 1 of the St. Louis Blues. As we said, the statistics aren't written in stone, but the North Stars just once this season have erased a 2-goal deficit to win a game, and they have not all season long won a game in which they trailed after 2 periods.
Now this team is playing with certainly much more confidence than they did early in the season. You can see in the way they handle themselves. There's more jump. They're moving the puck much better than they did earlier.
Key 2 minutes of the game right here. Gagne down low to Bobby Smith. Zombo, a strong check on Smith as the puck is kept in by Modano. Long pass, Bello. Oh, Bobby Smith deflected it and I think hit the goalpost. Or Curtis Joseph's stick, one or the other, but we heard a loud noise as Smith got his stick on the puck. Now Bello's pass is intercepted by Basson. He and Wilson killing penalties for the Blues. Modano with one hand on it gets control of the puck and is turned around by Ron Wilson. Modano is on the way now for Minnesota. Mike Modano through the middle, holds up, got it off Wilson, and the puck is in the air and bunted by Bob Basson to center ice.
He took a big swing.
A swinging bunt. Brian Glynn leads the Minnesota power play into the St. Louis zone. Puck off the boards in a funny fashion. Joseph was surprised by it, but managed to handle it, and the Blues get it down the ice in the final minute of the penalty. We are almost in the final minute of the period. Another chance for Joseph to clear it, and Dolan made him hurry it to Butcher. Butcher got it up the boards. North Stars are offside. They touch it. Otherwise, Christian just would have wasted some seconds. And Bobby Smith and Garth Butcher get involved in the St. Louis zone with 53 seconds left in the period, 42 seconds in the power play.
The general manager and vice president of the St. Louis Blues, Ron Caron. Normally he's not that quiet during the course of a hockey game. He's a very animated guy, very emotional guy.
But with only 3 losses at home this season, one would suspect Ron Caron has been as quiet this year at the St. Louis Arena as in any season. He has taken a vow to improve his press box antics, hasn't he?
Well, he has. And he has gotten better over the last couple of years, but he still certainly shows his emotion.
Butcher back of the goal. Neil Broughton now, time of the essence for the North Stars. Half a minute to go in the power play. Broughton a little faint now at the blue line. A pass on the left side to Johnson. He tried to get it back in front of the net. Dolan behind the goal to Johnson. He's checked by Norwood, and the Blues have a shorthanded chance if Christian can get there. Dave Christian after the puck forces Broughton to check him. Puck slides by the net. Rich Sutter right there. Hard on the puck as he's been all night long. And Rich Sutter's going to eat up most of this time. North Stars with 15 seconds to go in the period. The power play's just about over. Dolan faked the shot. Here's a chance for Ellick. Ellick late in the period, a backhand, and Joseph made the save. 5 seconds to go in the period. And the puck will lie in the corner. The North Stars dig it out. The period ends. The puck right there. And the Blues holding on to a 2-goal lead. Built on rapid-fire goals early in the period by Holden Oates.
And Curtis Joseph held the Blues in for the last half of this period as the North Stars played their best hockey in the last 8 minutes, had some great chances, but Curtis Joseph made some big saves.
Stay tuned to Prime Time News in our second interview. The North Stars shooting it near the net and making Curtis Joseph turn it aside. North Stars try to apply the pressure, needing 2 goals to tie and 3 to get ahead of the St. Louis Blues, and that's a hill to climb in this building where the Blues have lost only 3 times this season. Dolan, a left wing pass. Gagne is in full flight. Gagne to the net, but it is intercepted by Paul Cavallini up to Rick Zombo. He lost the puck. Here's a chance for Bryant Propp with Dolan in front of the net. Dolan redirected it, but not quite enough. As the puck slid wide, here's Dolan reaching around in front. Dolan pokes at it. He's treated rudely as Gagne shoots. Rebound went wide. All sorts of pressure from the North Stars will bring about a power play for Minnesota as the Blues are penalized and a good third period start.
Well, what they're doing is that they're coming out and putting a lot of pressure on the Blues defense right away.
In Chicago, Jeremy Roenick has broken the Chicago. New Jersey has defeated Pittsburgh Craig Billington, an easy shutout, only 16 Pittsburgh shots. Hartford has defeated Quebec. Nordiques remain winless on the road this season. Winnipeg over Boston, but look at who scored the Bruins goal. Cam Neely plays his first game of the season. And Edmonton and Los Angeles is tonight's other game.
Meanwhile, Dave, the North Stars have come out really strong here in the third period. What they've done is they start moving their forwards out of the offensive zone to force the Blues defense to back up. Then they're making the easy pass and putting pressure on the Blues defense. Curtis Joseph has had to come up with some good saves here early in this period.
Well, the North Stars had a late second period power play that didn't work. Now they try to get close with an extra man early in the third. But not winning the faceoff doesn't help as the seconds tick away as Minnesota goes back for the puck and now tries to advance it into the Blues zone, and we'll just check and see how long that actually does take. Gagne, though, nice move in, backhand, good save by Joseph. 22 seconds to get the puck into the Blues end. It doesn't stay there long.
Now the North Stars last year had a lot of success when they just kept the rush going instead of setting up the play. So if they get a chance, they'll go for it.
Bonanno tried to hit Gagne crossing the line. The pass didn't connect. Bellows now turning. Ryan Bellows will try to beat some Blue defenders at the line. Long pass. Good bounce to Gagne, and the shot is wide. Bonanno at the point. He'll fire one. A good save by Joseph, and the rebound pops all the way out to Basson. He gets it to center ice. Gagne is still caught in the zone, and they're offside at the St. Louis line. Dave Gagne had been knocked down and then tied up by Garth Butcher and was very late getting to his feet and trying to get out of the zone. Too late.
Well, some great chances by the North Stars earlier. The last one actually on the long shot, but Gagne with a good chance in front just prior to that. The puck ended up right on his stick, and he tried to get the shot off right away, and the puck just ends up wide. Bellows tried to shoot it in and was knocked down by Murray Barron by his glove. Now Gagne gets it, goes right to his forehand right away, got off a quick shot that may have had Joseph beaten. That puck just slid just inches wide of the post. 5
shots early in this period give the North Stars 30 for the game, and the Blues haven't reached 20 yet. The shots on goal are 30-19 in favor of Minnesota. The scoreboard does not reflect that. Shot from the Blues. Norwood. Here's Sutter. Hit the side of the net. Rich Sutter with yet another scoring opportunity. He's in as many shots as any Blue in this game. Now more if you want to count that one, although technically it's not a shot on goal unless it would go in, and that one hit the side of the net. But Rich Sutter has been prominent all night long for St. Louis.
Yeah, and that was unlucky there as the Blues were shooting the puck and it hit the linesman. The North Stars were already going back to get the puck. It hit the linesman, ended up right on Ron Sutter's stick.
Nice job by Bellows to remain on side as the puck slides to Curtis Joseph. Well, when Brett Hull shoots the puck at the net, bad things usually happen to the other team. And the story of this game right now is 2 shots by Hull, one that went in and one that produced a rebound for Adam Oates' goal. And just like that, a 1-1 game has become a 3-1 game, and the Blues are in command.
Yeah, we talked about Brett Hull not getting any shots in the first period. He ends up with 3 in that other period. Meanwhile, there's a shot by Norwood. He tries to dump it in and hits the linesman and goes right to Ron Sutter, who gave it over to Rich Sutter and had a good chance shorthanded. But the North Stars are already going back, and Ron Sutter just picked it up off the linesman. And Rich Sutter with the chance.
He doesn't have any points tonight, but Rich Sutter's been as good as any St. Louis Blue in this game. The big scorers, Hull and Oates, have clicked, and so has Kelly Chase for his first goal, his first point of the season. Brian Bellows has scored for Minnesota, and they keep changing the second assist on his goal. We've now had 4 changes on that goal for trivia buffs. It is now credited to Mike Modano. North Stars on the end of a power play here. From the corner, this is Dahlin with it. To Glynn at the point. His shot is blocked nicely by St. Louis's Bob Basson. And the power play is over for Minnesota. Dahlin, a backhand pass. Bobby Smith couldn't take it. Cavallini dumps it into the neutral zone. Brian Glynn with a glove. Helps himself. Nice pass cross ice. Dahlin a shot. And that beat Joseph, but wasn't on the net. Great play by Glynn to get it to Wolf Dahlin. Here's Oates and Hull. And they're offside because of Bob Basson, who says sorry for messing up that scoring chance.
Yeah, that's almost a sin to go offside when Adam Oates has the puck and plenty of room to handle it, and Brett Hull is coming in late. It's almost a sin for the other wing to go offside. Meanwhile, what the North Stars have to do now, Dave, is get back to what they were doing at the end of the second period and early in this third period, is putting pressure on the Blues defense. They have to dump the puck in. The Blues don't have great speed back there. They've got to put the pressure on and keep the puck away from Adam Oates and Brett Hull by dumping it in the zone and going after it.
Hull is on the ice now, and Basil McRae is going to be out there alongside him with Gagne and Churla, the rest of the Minnesota forward unit. Bob Gainey looking for some pressure, forechecking, some bumping perhaps in the other zone. And Gagne is checked now by Hull as he tries to get it out. McRae ran into Adam Oates. Here's Churla on the right side. Drop pass for Ludwig. He has it in his skates, couldn't get it to the net. Gagne centered it, and now Johnson goes after it. Jim Johnson winds up with a shot, and Joseph has that one in the glove. Off balance, reaching up, a tap on the pads for Curtis Joseph, one of the St. Louis Stars tonight.
Wilson is another one of the Blues that's been in and out of this lineup as of late. They're carrying a couple of extra forwards. Veteran of Winnipeg, he was acquired a couple of years ago, and he stepped in and done a pretty good job for the St. Louis team.
These so-called role players for the Blues look a whole lot better here at home than they do on the road. There's something about the pressure they can create with 17,000 fans behind them that makes them that way. Dahlquist cutting for the net. Left it in the corner, goes to the front himself. Ellick now with it. This is Ryan Bellows, a pass, and tied up in front of the net was Glynn. He's now taken down in front of the net, and Brian Glynn is in a rush to get back to his defense post. He now has Rich Sutter to worry about. Richie Sutter. Go with the puck until Glynn took it away, but Christian is there. Play along the boards. The North Stars have a chance to get it out. Long pass. Bellows races after it. He's against Butcher. Bellows cuts for the net and fires it wide. Madonna on the boards, dumping to the corner for Ellick. Ellick centered it. Bellows couldn't get the pass. Here's a shot. Went wide by Jim Johnson. More Minnesota pressure as the North Stars are throwing everything they can at Curtis Joseph. 30 saves, or 30 shots for Minnesota, just one goal in the game. Gagne, back pass, Prop. Ryan Prop down the board, trying to get around Zombo. Does a nice job against him, and Rick Zombo still has the puck now. Cavallini got it out. Race for it, which Ludwig will win against Ron Sutter. Ludwig up to Ulf Dahlin. He's checked from behind by Ronnie Sutter, and it is the Blues sending it into Minnesota territory with just over 14 minutes to play in the third period. And Dahlin into the Blues zone, still with it. Again, Ulf Dahlin tried to center it. Gagne in front as Joseph is down and out. Glynn tried to get a shot. Dahlin does. Dahlquist, a nice play to keep it in.
Boy, what opportunities. Wide open nets, and they just looked like Glynn and Gagne were actually fighting over the puck.
North Stars have not lacked for opportunities to beat Curtis Joseph, but the chances come, and Joseph makes the saves. Glynn straight down the right boards, now to the middle. His pass was behind Mark Duro, who put it back to the net, and the Blues have it on the far boards with Oates, dropping it to Hull. Hull will lead a rush now with Broughton on him. Hull dumps it in. Shanahan goes for it. He's knocked down, and Johnson gets it. Broughton will turn back. Sends it right to Nelson Emerson of the Blues. Shanahan was in a position to deflect it, could not. Here's Emerson, knocked off his stick by McRae. Broughton dropped it, tried to, now Broughton centered it. Ludwig trailing the play, couldn't get a shot as he was checked. And Adam Oates back with Emerson. Nelson Emerson with a breakaway chance. Here's Emerson. Oh, Wakaluk with a save as Nelson Emerson trying to put it high. Wakaluk left the pad there. Adam Oates centering it. Brown for Emerson. And then gets a shot from Jimmy Johnson. But Emerson has made it 4-1.
Well, anytime you give Adam Oates a chance to move the puck and make a play, He'll make some great passes. Watch the pass he gives to Brown. Now Brown sucks everyone over, including Wakaluk. Ludwig went down to block the pass. Wakaluk came over to take the shot. That left the net wide open, and that left Emerson wide, all alone in front. Watch the pass here as Oates will get it back. He'll give Brown the shot, who's moving right into the slot, right there. Now watch, Ludwig goes down to block it. Wakaluk comes out. Ludwig almost had it. He got a piece of it, but it still ended up on Emerson's stick, and he easily put it into the empty net.
It's number 12 for the rookie from Bowling Green. Nelson Emerson, Jeff Brown, and Adam Oates draw the assists.
Well, you talk about the North Stars putting some pressure on and really controlling play here in the third period. They were able to, every time they had a chance, they were getting the puck over the blue line of the Blues and making good plays. Joseph came up with the big saves and comes right back down the other way and ends up in their own net.
Nelson Emerson's goal makes it St. Louis 4 and the North Stars 1. Goaltending battle, though, except for the first St. Louis goal, there wasn't much Darcy Wakaluk could do, and I guess for the puck changing direction on that, you couldn't really blame the Minnesota netminder. But the last 3 St. Louis goals have been quality goals: Hull, Oates, and Emerson. Red Hall has it now, dumping it to the corner for Ron Sutter. Whistle down with 12:09 to go. The North Stars had been building quite a defensive record in recent games. They had not allowed the opposition to score 4 goals in their past 6 games. The most they'd allowed was 3 by Philadelphia in the 3-0 loss at home to the Flyers. But the Blues have 4 now, and the North Stars have managed just 1. Dahlquist for Minnesota. Watched by Ron Sutter. Dahlquist a long pass, trying to hit Gaetan Duchesne at the red line. And Brett Hull of the Blues shoots it in. Wakaluk leaving it for Dahlquist. Wakaluk and Ron Sutter collided. And Sutter looked over to Terry Gregson, who looked back. That was it. Bobby Smith, he's checked. Both Sutters have played well tonight for the Blues, augmenting the high-scoring Brett Hull and Adam Oates. Cavallini turning it up the boards to his brother Gino. He's checked momentarily, but forced the puck out. Blues in command here as we approach the midway mark of the third period. Paul Cavallini drops it off to Zombo to Oates. Adam Oates dropping it off. Hull got it back to Gino Cavallini, put it between his legs to Ludwig. Was not what Cavallini intended. Here's Lee Norwood, watched by Dave Gagne. Up the boards, it bounces out to Gino Cavallini. Oates is loose on the left side. Adam Oates tried to get a pass to Brett Hull. Almost 3-on-2 back the other way for the North Stars. Ulf Dahlin. Dahlin near the net, centered it, and Joseph beat Dave Gagne, who literally shook his head and wondered why that didn't go in.
I shook mine too. What a save.
Hull long pass left side for Oates. Checked off his stick by Dahlin. Boy, Ulf Dahlin made the perfect play. Dave Gagne was in the perfect position, but the goaltender was a little more perfect.
Well, Gagne didn't waste any time at all. He didn't hold the puck at all. As soon as the puck got to him, he shot it, and he shot it hard off that quick pass.
Madonna centering it. Ellick with a chance, and Joseph was out to beat him as the net comes off, forced that way by Shanahan and Bellows, who both went into it.
Guys, doesn't get any better than this.
Doug Patterson was wrong, because when the shark fin started playing, it got somewhat better. And when the Swedish bikini team came surfing by, it got a little better. And when the treasure chest of Old Milwaukee washed ashore, it most certainly got better. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It just doesn't get any better than this.
Our next telecast on KMSP Receptive Channel 9 is Sunday from the Chicago Stadium. Minnesota and the Blackhawks, and following the game, You'll want to catch another edition of Sports Fans Sunday with Jim Gilliland of KMSP and K-Fans Eric Nelson from Champs in Minnetonka. Sports Fans Sunday one more time following our game in Chicago. Just over 10 minutes remaining in this third period. The North Stars would like to think about extending the game to a fourth period. They'd need 3 goals to do that. Ryan Bellows from the corner flips it. He had the most shots on goal of the second period, most in the game. He had 5 in the first 2 periods, that is. Here's another chance for Bellows. Deflected. He gets it again, and Joseph beat him that time. The saves just don't stop by Curtis Joseph, and the Minnesota shots don't stop either. Joseph has been better tonight.
Well, they're certainly getting the shots they want, Dave. I mean, they're getting point-blank, great scoring opportunities.
Bellows again. Passed it this time, and it's deflected through the crease and wide. Jimmy Johnson with a chance. Barry Gregson has the fans in an uproar, but chance after chance comes to Minnesota, and Joseph is just too good, and the North Stars aren't lucky enough.
I mean, Curtis Joseph is doing everything he certainly can. He's coming up with some great saves, having a little laugh about it. Meanwhile, Madonna with a great pass here. Bellows from 20 feet out. And there's the shot right off the shoulder of Curtis Joseph. And meanwhile, Madonna and Butcher in the corner. Mentioned before, Butcher grabs, he holds on, he does everything he can. He's just very plainly holding Mike Madonna there. Madonna just gives him a little bit of a slash, knocks him down there at the end. But the North Stars again continue the pressure.
Shanahan with a chance to get it out for the Blues, and he takes that chance. Nothing fancy. Mark Bureau turning back into his own zone, and Shanahan continues after the puck. Neil Broughton has it for Minnesota. Broughton a little pass to Dahlquist. Return pass finds Mark Bureau down the left side. The puck lies there under Bureau now. Blues dig for it. North Stars would like to free it as well. And it comes to Emerson. Emerson and Shanahan, 2-on-2. Emerson shooting one. The rebound comes way out. The Blues look at Basil McRae with it. But Oates takes it away from him. He centered it to Emerson. It was tied up without getting a shot. Shots on goal, 36-22 in Minnesota's favor. You'd never know it by the scoreboard. Wakaluk now makes a save. That'll be his 19th stop of the game, compared to 35 by Curtis Joseph. Wars, though Neely did score the Boston Bruins' only goal. The Winnipeg Jets defeat Boston, and Jeremy Roenick has scored again, so the Chicago Blackhawks have something to say about that in the third period. Rangers were leading 4-0 after 2 with Mike Richter sensational, making 29 saves, but Roenick has now beaten him twice. Here's a chance and a goal. Gino Cavallini.
Now Gino got that one, I think, for his newborn son who was born last night. Meanwhile, the North Stars have control of the puck. They go to move it. You see a play here, they give it up. Gino just go right to the net, and he lets the shot go right off the pass. That beats Wakaluk to the far side.
It is the 9th goal of the season for Gino Cavallini, and Ron Sutter draws his 2nd assist of this game. And Sutter has it again. Back to Hall, and he gets rid of it quickly. Gino Cavallini in the corner. Back of the net, Ronnie Sutter. Churla for Minnesota up the board. Didn't get it out. Norwood a shot. Gino looking for the rebound as Gino Cavallini goes and battles Brian Glynn for it. Duchesne takes it for Minnesota. He dumps it to center ice, and it's knocked down by Jeff Brown. He plays it back into the Minnesota zone with 7.5 minutes to go in the third period. Dahlquist for the North Stars. Mongeau takes the puck away from him with aggressive work. Now Churla with a chance to get it out. Bobby Smith and Duchesne head the other way for Minnesota. Duchesne is bumped. The puck carries on. Butcher has it. Smith takes him out, but Butcher keeps the puck. Terry Gregson has it in his skates, and Bob Basson for St. Louis. To Murray Barron, who shoots it in on Wakaluk. Wakaluk plays it back along the boards. It bounces free to Ludwig. Ludwig to Brian Bellows. Nice to beat Barron wide. Bellows cutting in. He shot one through the crease. That's not a shot on goal by Bellows, though it was a scoring opportunity of sorts as he made a strong move wide on the St. Louis defense. Offside pass now as Madonna was roughed up by Kelly Chase, and they look at each other. Down to 5 defensemen minus their captain Mark Tenorti.
Well, that's one of the problems they have when you try and come back when you're down, and you have the lowest scoring defense in the league, and then on top of that you lose your best offensive defenseman in Mark Tenorti. It really makes it difficult.
Well, which might bring us to the point of Darian Hatcher's absence too. If you talk about offensive defensemen in terms of goal scoring, the rookie Darian Hatcher has been Minnesota's best. He remains suspended and will be that way for some time as the 10-game suspension is in effect. This, I believe, his 5th game of that 10-game suspension. Todd Ellick down the left boards. All Cavallini up the boards to Wilson, and Ron Wilson puts it right on Dahlquist to his shot. Joseph wasn't sure for the moment, but take a guess, Curtis. Tonight, you probably got it.
He's just simply stopping everything, and the only way I think to beat him is on a deflection. I mean, he's been right there the entire night. A bad pass coming out of the blue zone. And there's Joseph right away. Ron Wilson has the puck, and he puts it right on the stick of Chris Dahlquist, who lets the shot go. But again, Joseph, there wasn't anybody in front of him, and he saw it all the way, although he did have a little bit of trouble picking up the initial shot. He was still able to cover up.
6:03 remaining. A commanding 5-1 lead is in the possession of the St. Louis Blues. The North Stars keep battling and keep firing at Curtis Joseph without much luck. Basil McRae has the puck now. Up the boards, Al Peterson shoots it behind the net. Norwood around and down the ice. It won't go far enough for icing, though icing was initially indicated. Bureau has it for Minnesota. Basil McRae couldn't handle the pass, and Norwood puts it up on the left side to Shanahan. Behind him to Oates. He is stripped of the puck, and Chris Dahlquist for Minnesota. Down the ice. It'll be touched by Jeff Brown as the faceoff comes near Darcy Wakaluk with 5:14 left. With his league-leading 38th goal, and the North Stars have lost Mark Tenorti for the rest of this game. Craig Ludwig for Minnesota across the St. Louis line. A pass for Prop. His shot, a quick one, is wide. Ludwig on Ron Sutter trying to keep it in, but he couldn't, and Ulf Dahlin turns now with Brett Hull on him. Dahlin a drop pass to Gagne. Gagne flipping it just over the St. Louis line, and the Blues make sure it gets out over that line. Long pass now to Hull. He couldn't handle that pass. Here's Dahlin in the neutral zone. This is pretty much a winding up of this game. The North Stars have taken their best shot, and it hasn't been good enough, and the Blues are content with a 4-goal lead. 4:27 left.
Guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
Walt Smith was wrong, because when Muskrat Mike discovered gold, it got somewhat better. And when the Swedish bikini team came downstream, it got a little better. And when reinforcements of Old Milwaukee arrived, it most certainly got better. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It just doesn't get any better than this.
The All-Star starters have been announced. We said Brett Hull was the leading vote getter in the league, and he's on the wing with Luc Robitaille, Wayne Gretzky, of course, at center for the Campbells. McInnes and Chris Chelios for Chicago, and the goaltender is Ed Belfour, voted by the fans. I don't know that he would have made it to the All-Star game any other way, as there have been several outstanding netminders in the Campbell Conference this season. For example, Curtis Joseph wasn't even on the ballot, but I think it might be fair to pick him. John Casey finished 5th in the fan voting for Campbell goaltender. Kirk McLean of Vancouver was the runner-up, and he'll probably go to the game. They'll use 3 goalies this season, 1 per period for each team. Churla and Chase bumping each other. Kelly Chase takes another hit. Stay tuned for this. Bob Basson now runs into Churla, and Chase goes and finds another black sweater and hits Gaetan Duchesne and then gets to the bench as Paul Cavallini leads the St. Louis rush. Wakaluk left the puck, and Rich Sutter went to get it. Ludwig finally for Minnesota. Up the board, Zombo kept it into Ron Wilson as the Pluggers are out there for the Blues, and they've done great work all night. Rich Sutter, Ron Wilson, Ron Sutter. Here's Bellows. Across the line to Modano. He flipped it in. 3 Blues, though, are there. And St. Louis shoots it down the ice. 2:50 remaining. Will be, of course, additions to both teams made by the league this season and not by the coaches. Bob Gainey, who will coach the Campbell Conference, doesn't have the honor, if it is that, sometimes a task, of adding to his team, because the league will do it for him, and most people think Mike Milbury's the reason for that, as he decided Chris Nyland and others deserved to be All-Stars a year ago, and created quite a controversy that won't be repeated unless the NHL panel of general managers does something unpredictable. Bob Gainey actually said he'd just as soon not get into the storm of controversy by who he picks and who he doesn't, and is happy just to coach the game and not have to pick the players. Every team will be represented by at least one, and there's considerable speculation as to which North Star it might be in the All-Star game at Philadelphia later this month. And maybe more than one, although with every club having to be represented, it figures that the North Stars might have just one. 1:56 to go in this game, and the St. Louis Blues will add to their home ice record, the best in the NHL. I guess we could wonder why. They have not done particularly well on the road. North Stars handled them relatively easily at home 5-2 recently, and here it's just been the reverse. Although the North Stars could point to those shots on goal and say they played a better game in St. Louis's building than the Blues did at the Met.
Well, I think the thing you have to do again is you have to point at the goaltending of Curtis Joseph. You mentioned it earlier, and he clearly, I think, has been the best goaltender, certainly in this division this year.
Broughton try to move off the face-off. Bureau battles for the puck. Oates knocked it to Shanahan. Here's another chance for Emerson, who's been getting them all night. Emerson, a shot, he scored!
First thing here is right after the face-off, you'll see Brian Glynn, the left defenseman, get caught over to the middle of the ice. Ludwig will go in to help out, try and force things, and Brian Glynn gets stuck on his side as Ludwig pinch. Now watch the little move here. It's just a delay, and what that little delay does by Emerson is it forces Wakaluk to move over, spread his legs somewhat, and right away Emerson got the shot off. That's a great move by Emerson.
Number 13 of the season, second of the night for speedy rookie Nelson Emerson. Darcy Wakaluk gets tangled up, and the net is empty, but the North Stars control the puck and keep the score at 6-1 as we approach the final minute of the third period. Neil Broughton had a chance in front of the net, ridden out by Oates as Shanahan picks up the puck, leaving it for Adam Oates. Oates with Jeff Brown and Emerson. He might look for the rookie Emerson to try to set up another chance for him, but they can't get him the puck as we go to the final minute of play.
Dave, you could just see the North Stars let down after they started off this period with so much pressure on and all the chances they had. Joseph coming up with the big saves. St. Louis comes back down, scores that 4th goal, and that just seemed to really put an end to this game.
In their past 6 games, the North Stars have allowed just 12 goals, and here tonight, half that many have been put in by the Blues as they get 6 First time the North Stars have given up more than 3 since their 7-5 loss in Vancouver. A chance now for Brian Propp, and he tests Curtis Joseph, who brings up one more save. It'll be his 37th of the game. They haven't posted it yet, but looks like a shot to me. 38 now on the board for shots for Minnesota. 37 of them been stopped. Dolan sends one near the net, and Joseph gloves that. And gets well-deserved congratulations from his St. Louis teammates, who certainly got enough to win at the other end, but without the saves of Curtis Joseph, I don't know how many the Blues would have been able to score themselves. The goaltender was the big story tonight.
Yeah, the shots, or the score certainly was not indicative of the way this game was played. The Blues simply took advantage of the opportunities they had. The North Stars coughed it up a couple of times in their zone that led to goals. But again, it was the goaltending. Curtis Joseph held up strong in there for St. Louis, especially in the third period, to lead them to the victory.
14-3-2 reads the St. Louis home ice record, the best in the NHL. St. Louis wins 6-1.
Doesn't get any better than this.
Bob Pullum was wrong, because when a crate of lobsters fell from the sky, it got somewhat better. And when the Swedish bikini team dropped by, it got a little better. And when an old Milwaukee truck showed up, it most certainly got better. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It just doesn't get any better than this.
Blues, particularly their goaltender Curtis Joseph, credited with 38 saves. And a big night for Kelly Chase, who gets his first goal, his first point of the season to get the Blues started. Brian Bellows stayed hot. He had 4 against Chicago, and he scored here tonight. But after that, all the scoring was done by the Blues. Brett Hull from Ron Sutter and Lee Norwood, and then Adam Oates from Brett Hull, and it was 3-1 for the Blues after 2. And despite all the chances the North Stars had, it was the Blues who kept doing the scoring. Emerson's first of 2, Gino Cavallini from Ron Sutter, and then Nelson Emerson second of the night. And the Blues win it by a score of 6-1 and have only 3 defeats here on home ice at the St. Louis Arena. And it was, as we said, a big night for Curtis Joseph, a big night for Hull and Oates. But there's Ron Sutter with a little pass to Brett Hull that might have changed the game all around. As we said, Ron Sutter had a couple of assists in this game. I guess it's never a bad idea to give the puck to Brett.
Well, anytime he's anywhere inside the blue line, you're going to see him opening up, and you're told to give the puck to him, and it's all you got to do is just feed it to him, get it anywhere within a stick reach and stick length, and he's going to put it on the net.
Ronnie, it seems to me that while Curtis Joseph and Hull and Oates can get the headlines for this win and a lot of wins here on home ice, what we might call the pluggers do here is just as important. And I'm talking about you and Rich and Ron Wilson and Bob Basson. Is it a whole lot easier to play your type of game in this building with 17,000 fans here every night?
Well, I don't think it should make any difference if you're home or away. I think at home, sometimes the adrenaline gets flowing a little bit better, and divisional games, you seem to be able to get yourselves up a little bit easier for them. And we haven't really played that bad on the road the last few games. Last couple of weeks, or road games, we played pretty well, and we've squandered away points. And I think guys like myself and like you said, Richie and Bass and those kind of guys, we're the kind of guys that've got to step it up a notch on the road, and hopefully we can chip in a goal or 2 here like we did in Buffalo. And fortunately didn't win, but like I said, we're the kind of guys that have got to help this team win.
You played with a guy in Philadelphia named Ron Hextall, who at his peak could win a game by himself. This was as good a goaltending display as I've seen this season by Curtis Joseph. Talk about what he means to you.
Well, I think, when I first came here at the beginning of the year, I wasn't here for training camp. I didn't really know who the goalies were, and I was very surprised by, the strong goaltending they had and the depth that we had here. And again, CJ has proven time and time again that he's capable of playing in the big games. And I played with Ron Hextall, and I played with another great goalie in Pelle Enberg, and Curtis Joseph definitely rates right up there with those guys.
Ronnie, how's the adjustment been coming from Philadelphia? You came from a team that was defensive-oriented for the most part. A lot of talent on this team. Tell us about the adjustment.
Well, I think the biggest thing coming here is, I was going to be surrounded by, better offensive players, and you still have your good third and fourth lines, and the checking line in a fourth line that's got to plug out, every time. And the adjustment really wasn't that hard. I think having Brian as a coach didn't really, make that big of a difference for me. I think if you're prepared to play the game and you know exactly what your job is every night. With Brian behind the bench, I know what's fully expected, and I got to make sure I come fully prepared to play and do the best I can.
And what about your position on this team? You've played with Brett Hull, and yet you've played on a checking line. You've played a lot of different positions on this team.
Well, it's something that I'm not unaccustomed to in Philly. The last couple years, I pretty much played every forward position, and it seemed like guys played with everybody there. And I think it shows a lot of character about a hockey team. It shows good signs that if you're willing to play with other guys and the coach puts you in that position, you got to go out there and do the best job possible.
There was a time when people thought that you and Rich should play together, that you would be much more effective that way. Then when you were apart, the theory started to go around that maybe it was better that way. Now that you're back together again, tell us which you prefer.
Well, I think I was very surprised to come to St. Louis. I wasn't surprised that a trade had taken place. I had heard a lot of news about Chicago and possibly a team or two out west, but I think coming to St. Louis, really shocked the hell out of me. First of all, I'm coming to a great hockey team, and not only having my brother as a coach, I'm having a chance to be reunited with Richie. And we never ever expected it to happen again in our career, and I'm thankful it did happen away. And like I said earlier, everyone's got a job to do, and Richie's got a role to play, and I got a role to play, and we've got to go out there and do that.
This saves on the long distance bills, I guess, when you're playing on the same team.
Well, it cuts down, that's for sure, and I think especially now with Brent in the Midwest too, it makes it that much cheaper.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got Brent back in the division now after leaving Philadelphia in the Patrick division. What kind of effect, or did you kind of laugh when Brent ended up with Chicago?
Well, when that happened, I think it was something that Brent kind of wanted for, things weren't going that well on the island. They hadn't really made much progress the last couple of years, and I think if he hadn't gone there, he may have come here. I think there had been a lot of talk about him possibly coming to St. Louis also, but it's still a thrill to play against him. I've played a lot of hockey against him in the Patrick division, and when he got traded to Chicago, I welcome that too, because I think when I play against him, it helps bring the best out in me.
He scored tonight, did Brent Sutter for Chicago, but they lost 4-3 to the Rangers, so you can be happy he scored and be happy they lost.
Well, as long as he scores the goals and they lose, that's all that matters.
Ron, congratulations on a good game for you.
Thank you very much.
This is the end of the game in Chicago. The Blackhawks, Louis over Minnesota. Curtis Joseph, 38 big saves.